Last time we saw how a software design company in Michigan introduced a culture of joy with impressive results. But can it work for other sectors? Financial advice, for example. Author Richard Sheridan says it definitely can. First I asked him, what is it about the advice profession that needs to change?
In my own life, when I sought out a financial advisor, I began to get a funny feeling every time I had a conversation with anybody. They seemed to know exactly what I needed before they ever knew who I was. And I liken it to that moment where you walk into a shoe store and there's thousands of shoes in front of you, and the salesperson who greets you says, "Welcome, I've got exactly the pair you need," and they walk you over to a particular pair of shoes before they've even asked you why you're here. And you begin to wonder, what's in it for them to sell me that particular pair of shoes? Is there something going on behind the scenes that I'm not familiar with? And so when I was seeking a financial advisor, I had to get past that. I had to figure out, how can I build an authentic, trusting relationship with the person who's going to be, in some ways, my personal chief financial officer?
Richard's experience of financial advisors, sadly, is not uncommon. But what can advisory firms do to change their culture?
Every business should first look at, who are we serving? And you can think about the direct customer, the person who's paying you to do your work, but I think you need to look beyond that. For us, people who we build software for typically aren't even the ones who are going to use the software we're building. We're building a product for them that they're going to sell to others. So I think a financial advisor can look beyond their direct customer, beyond perhaps the investor themselves, and say, what are we trying to accomplish in that investor's life? That might impact the investor's children, their spouse, their parents, their grandchildren. It may affect their lives in so many ways. It may affect some philanthropic things that investor wants to achieve. And if we can do that, if we can help others do that in the lives of our customers, and we produce joy in their lives, that should feel like joy to us. That should be our focus of attention, is who are we serving? What effects are we going to have in their lives? How are we changing lives with what we do every day? And I think a financial advisor can look at their life as a spreadsheet and a table and some graphs about diversification and balances and growth percentages per year and that sort of thing. Or you can look at it, how are we touching lives? How are we helping people achieve their dreams?
For Richard Sheridan, the key word here is alignment. Aligning the interests of your firm and staff with those of your clients.
At Menlo, what we work so hard to do is align the world's outside perception of us with the inside reality. So what's it like to just know about us? What does the world say about us? What do the people who work for us say about us? And what is the heart of the visionary leaders of the company? If those 3 points can come into alignment, you can start to achieve heights and distances that were previously unimaginable in most corporate lives, because now you've removed a lot of the friction for the company. You've removed a lot of the weight from the company, because now that airplane that is your corporate culture can take off and fly, because now we're in alignment. Everything's working together rather than working in opposition to one another. And I think if you think about the alignment of in the financial world, of what are the goals of our customers, what are our behaviors as financial advisors, and the products that we're selling to achieve those goals, and what are the goals of the leaders of the organizations that are leading the teams who are going to be helping their customers. If we can bring those things into alignment inside of the financial services industry, we can start to have a delightful outcome for the customers in that industry.
Thank you to Richard Sheridan. You can find out more about the business benefits of joy via the Menlo website. That's menloinnovations.com. menloinnovations.com.
problem that you've helped solve for us is that we're able to leverage off content production that we could never afford to produce in our own right. So the message and the level of consistency that we're able to publish our own branded videos is at a level that we simply couldn't do if we were having to produce those videos ourselves from scratch. And it's definitely resulting in higher brand awareness within our market.